It's here. Welcome. Guys, look at this. You know, I said this the other day when,
Tiny thing.
when I say that for years, I have wanted to be able to do this live today and show you what it is that we are introducing. Can you see that? When I say years, I mean years. This is what's exciting for us. And the fact that we have a lot of you don't know. Hey, Becky. Hey, guys, as you pop on here, say hello. And many of you don't know, but we were furniture manufacturers for how long?
20 years at least.
Like 25?
25.
We were furniture manufacturers for over 25 years. And one of the things that we loved in manufacturing really high-end furniture was a gorgeous, gorgeous high gloss lacquer finish. The problem was in us having the aerosol can, which is a nitrocellulose lacquer, it really didn't allow us to have a very durable lacquer that could also be outdoors.
And you didn't have to have a very expensive spray rig, very cumbersome spray rig in order to spray it with as well.
Right. So today, drum roll, we are introducing, look at this. Can y'all see this? These are the most glorious, I don't mean to be locking you out, Jean. Sorry. Look at this. These are the most glorious colors that we have, that we are introducing in our LuxeLacquer line. I'm just going to tell you, those of you that have come on this journey with us and you love painting furniture, you love having beautiful homes, you've had some experience now in painting, we're going to bring you into a whole new world because this really is an opportunity for you to transform a lot of things. Let's talk real quickly. I want to show you something. We're going to walk you through how to be able to use it, but guess what? I need to get into the light where you can see this. Can you see this? This is a glass that I have, and I taped it off, and I want you to look at that. This is one coat, no primer, on glass. This is the lacquer. This is the white lacquer on glass. I'm getting ready to do this on some globes that I have in my kitchen over my island. They're just glass. And I thought, I am so ready to be able to make it look different. This is, when I talk about the durability of this and the ability for you to be able to use this on a lot of different surfaces, let's just kind of go over that with them. What can you use it on? And I always think about, when I'm wanting to inspire you as a designer, is the fact that I want you to be able to think of an area that you can bring a little bit of happiness in and have this, because lacquer is a texture. Lacquer is a high gloss finish. It's the ability to be able to mix it with antique pieces in your room, to be able to mix it with pieces maybe that you've used the one step on, and it really does brighten it up. It doesn't always have to be in really bright, high pigmented colors. But let's talk about the things that they can use this on.
Yeah, you can use this on, so if you're familiar with the one-step paint, you're familiar with the miracle paint. Now with our LuxeLacquer, you can do this on the same items. You can do this on wood, so cabinetry, trim, built-ins, furniture. You can do it on wood.
Hand me my happy. Are y'all ready for this? I'm sorry. Yes, look at this. Look.
That went from drab to fab.
So I went to Restore. No, Goodwill. I went to Goodwill and I bought a toaster. It was an ugly blue toaster. Hello, look at this. I did one coat, no primer, on this little toaster in this gorgeous color. Can you pull the color card? I want everybody to know what color this is. Hey Rita, hey Stacy.
I'd like to know.
Hey Denise.
I think it's Heavenly
Haze. Show them on the color chart. So can you see this?
Hold on.
Heavenly Haze. So one thing that I think is so fun as far as being able to have, Rita, it is a game changer. To be able to have some color and a look like this, you can see the light. I can literally see my reflection. That's the exciting part. You can totally see your reflection in this paint. Hey, Brenda Butler. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Melanie. So, guys, as you pop on here, as you do, as you know how we do this, how we roll. Yes, Holly, you can repaint your KitchenAid stand mixer. Hooray! I know. That's all of our plan. So you can use this on appliances. You can use it on metal.
You can use it on rattan, wicker. You can use it on ceramic. You can use it on appliances such as that. Your refrigerator, if you want your refrigerator to be new and fab, well, you can do that too. You can do it on glass. You can do it on doors, front doors, back doors, side doors.
I really want to encourage you to be able to think about doing a color like this on your front door. And so we've got, you know, when you've got a front door, and a lot of times I think if you've ever been, when I was much younger, my mom took me to London and I went to Kensington. And in Kensington, anybody that's ever been here, been there, tell me. In the comments, but all of the doors are just really high gloss black lacquer. It's fabulous. And so this is going to allow you to be able to get that look on your front door. Look at this. Would that not be fab? So the great thing about it is, question, Sheila, yes, our retailers are going to be able to carry this as well. So we talked about, let's see, you can, I want to show you the floors. Will you hold my toaster? All right.
Toaster.
So, hold my toaster. I'm so excited. Are you ready for this? A lot of you know I love painting floors. Look at this. This is one cut. Look at this. Look at this. Can you see the sheen? This is oak flooring. So, I did not use a primer. Jean was like, how come you didn't use a primer on that? What would the primer have done on my floor?
Well, as you know, again, it's oak, so you can really see that grain coming through, even though we've got that high gloss, and maybe you want the grain to come through, and that's okay. But if you don't, if you prime it first with our LuxeLacquer primer and then come back and sand it, it fills that grain in so you don't have as much of that grain showing through, so it's a much smoother look.
The easeability too, when we talk about all the things that you can use it on. So those, you know, if you've got really ugly tile in a bathroom, like how many houses have we refabbed?
I think it was 11 or 12.
So a lot of times the bathrooms would have really ugly tile on the floors as well as the walls. You can paint this directly on top of it. Mm-hmm. You can paint linoleum with it. Backsplash. So I'm telling you, what I want you to do is I want you to test this on something in your house, and then that way you're going to see how easy it is. It goes on like butter. No, the dog's nails will not scratch it. Now, here, that's something else. How do we explain this? When we talk about the durability of this.
And, you know, what kind of dog? You know, we've got 100-pound Pyrenees that could probably scratch it even after it's cured. But small dogs, no. That you've got to wait. There's a cure time to this. There's a drying time, and then there's a curing time. Dry time is a couple of days. Cure time is 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes.
And that's where that paint really has an opportunity to harden,
yes,
and be resilient with any kind of scratches or any kind of pounding on that.
Right, and the good thing is now, and this is depending on the humidity of where we are, like we live in Florida, and so it's very humid here. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry. So I'm going to turn this down. I want to be able to walk through. Now, I will say this. Those of you that purchased the bundle, we have a special with the bundle as we're launching this today. And I know this is silly, but I just want to show you this. This is a vase that I had gotten. Can you see this? It's glass. This was a vase that somebody had sent me some flowers in. I painted the inside of it blue and the outside in white. This is glass. I painted one coat of the LuxeLacquer with this, and it literally looked like it's been commercially done. It's so fab. All right, so I want to be able to kind of walk you through the process, but write this down. April 27th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to do a free workshop, and we're going to walk through a lot of different surfaces.
When is it?
April 27th
What
at
time?
10 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's on a Saturday. And we are going to be walking you through how to be able to do rattan, how we're going to have all these different surfaces. And what we want to do is when you order the bundle that we have, that's your birthday. Well, happy birthday early, Helene. And as you order the bundle, you're going to get a link for the workshop. And then we're going to walk you through all the things that you can paint it on. So be dreaming and looking at the colors. Look at this, looking at the colors. And then we're going to have a workshop for those of you that order the bundle, and your name, you'll be sent the email for the link of the live Zoom. That way you can ask questions for Jean and I, and we'll answer those, and we're going to walk you through. So for simplicity's sake, I want to give people a comfort level of ordering it today, and let's just kind of walk through this. Do you mind?
Not at all.
Okay, as you pop on here, say, hey, tell us where you're tuning in from, share this video, and tag some good friends that you know that want to have a beautiful home too. And that way, your name will go in for a drawing, and I'm going to be giving away 2 of our bundles. 2, not just 1, 2. So all you have to do is share the video, tag some good friends, and your name will go in for the drawing, and we'll announce the winner on Monday. All right, so I'm going to turn this around, and I want you to be able to see. Here we go. We're going to walk through the process just a little bit on trim. You know, that's kind of what we do, because it does make it more understandable. Now, our workshop on April 27th, where if you purchase the bundle, you will automatically get a link that we're going to do the workshop for you. We're going to be walking through with the actually furniture. So, Jean, a couple of questions that I've seen come up here. People are asking, do I have to seal it?
No.
No. No. You do not have to seal it.
You don't have to seal it. Now, when we were talking about flooring, keep in mind, this is so high gloss.
Yes.
It is very, very smooth, therefore very, very slick. And if you do this on your flooring, it is recommended that you put some type of clear coat over this that would help kind of a skid, to prevent skidding as far as slipping on that. Because that is so smooth.
Guys, I'm just going to tell you, this is Christmas for a designer, for someone. And one of the things I have noticed so much that's so big right now is painting trim, a very high gloss paint, and it really plays off really nicely with wallpaper. All right, so the first thing, we're introducing 2 products. One is the primer. So Jean, if you'll show them the primer. So this is a very important aspect of the process of working with the LuxeLacquer. Will you tell everybody why?
Yes, because again, when we're working on something like this is unfinished wood. We need something to seal that so it's not absorbing the LuxeLacquer and causing you to, 1, have to use more LuxeLacquer than needed, and then 2, it also helps with just the adhesion part of it as well. So the primer is just good, and any painter, any professional painter will say you want to seal that wood before you paint.
Now, the thing is, on my toaster that I painted, those of the people that are just popping on, can I have my toaster? I know this is silly, but my little toaster that you see, look at this, the sheen on it, this is 1 coat. And it's absolutely adorable. And yes, it can be used on glass. I used it on this plastic toaster. You can use it on resin, you can use it on ceramic, rattan, wicker, metal. This can be used outdoors. It will be incredibly hardy outdoors. You can use it on hardware, appliances, trim, of course, walls. So walk us through the primer real quick.
Okay, so 1 primer. And, you know, with this, there's several ways. We can brush this on, we can roll this on, we can spray this on. Depending on the application will determine what you need to do prior to that. In this case, we're going to brush it on. If you're brushing it, we use it full strength. We don't have to dilute it with mineral spirits. But one of the things that I like to do when I'm painting and I'm wanting something really smooth, really slick, is a product called Flood, and it's made by Penetrol, and it is for oil-based paint additive. They do make one for latex, so you got to make sure we do want the oil base, not the latex, because we're using oil-based. That's one of the differences, and something we have not had before is an oil-based paint. Everything's always been water-based, chalk-based, but always been water-soluble.
Now, you don't have to use a Floetrol product if you don't want to.
You don't have to. It's just nice because, one, it allows you to, it brushes easier. Two, it also allows it to flow out better. Now, on glass, it's not needed because the glass...
you don't need it on glass. And this is something that I painted yesterday, and it is glass. It's crazy. I don't know if you're just now popping on here. This is actually a glass that I painted. And the durability on this is insane. I mean, that's why it's going to be so great to be able to use it outdoors. And it's great for children. Can I have that over here so people see you pouring it? Meaning it's great for children in the fact that it's so durable.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that I would recommend it for children's furniture, only because it is oil-based, it is solvent, therefore it does have some VOC.
As far as chewing on it with a baby bed. Now,
Yes.
a dresser or a rocker or something like that,
Yes.
it would be perfect.
Something that you want the durability of, absolutely.
Something that I'm also using this on, I am finding a lot of my picture frames that I go to Goodwill, and I love the contrast now of being able to paint my picture frames in a really high gloss color to match my artwork.
All right, so I'm going to add about maybe 3 or 4% of that in there. We don't want to use much. The mixture would be to add about a 1/4 pint, which is 4 ounces, to a quart of the LuxeLacquer paint or primer, which is 32 ounces. So 4 ounces of the Flood Penetrol to 32 ounces of the primer or the paint.
And the whole reason for this, again, this is an option.
It is.
If you want to be able to just have a little bit more time to be able to work on it. Now, here's the other thing I need you to remember. Please, 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 and we're going to go over this in our workshop that we're going to have on April 27th, and you'll get a link to the Zoom, and we're going to walk through and you'll be able to ask questions. All right, I don't want to talk while Gene's doing this. So he's taking the primer, which basically, if you've got something that has wood grain in it, will this fill wood grain?
It does. It'll fill it up to a point. It may take 2 coats of it. Again, you want to sand between coats with this. If you sand, please use a dust mask or a respirator. You don't want to be inhaling any of the dust particles.
So now, after we've applied a coat of the primer, I have one that's already dried. So if you want to take that away, how long does this need to dry?
You know, the primer should dry overnight.
So it dries down to a very matte finish. So you're saying by adding the primer, we don't have to add primer to metal. We don't have to we don't have to add the primer to like hardware. We would not have to use it on appliances or glass. But if you're wanting to do your trim, if you want to do walls or floors or cabinetry, furniture, rattan, wicker, your front door, it's good to probably use the primer. It's going to give you a much prettier surface and a much prettier, slicker finish to be able, because when you use lacquer, it's a very, very high sheen. And so imperfections are going to show up on it. And so Gene is getting his blue paint. I want to show you the colors as far as what we're working with today. My toaster is Heavenly Haze, which is a fabulous blue. And then the blue that we're going to be doing on our trim is Bluegrass Blues. Is that right? No, it's Mississippi Midnight. Mississippi Midnight.
Moonlight.
What's Moonlight? I can't even read, can I? I've got my glasses on. So this is the color. This is a really dark blue that we're working with.
Mississippi Moonlight. Now, if I'm working on trim, if I'm working on furniture, if I'm working on cabinetry, after I put the primer on and it dries, I go in and I'm using just some 220 grit sandpaper and just a very light sand just to smooth it out before we start our paint.
And again, this is dried overnight.
This is dried overnight. That's another thing. We've been used to,
Yeah,
2-3
just lickety
hours.
split. We want y'all to make sure that you allow this to dry overnight.
This is a more patient.
That's why you paint it, not me. All right, so now after we've primed it, it's dried overnight, and now we're going to be applying our yummy color. Are there any tips that you have as far as how to brush it?
You want to brush preferably with the grain, which we know the grain is running left to right on this. Also, you want to use a synthetic brush.
Why is the benefit of the synthetic brush over a natural bristle?
The synthetic has more forgiving. It's more flexible.
Pretty. I love that color. Mm-hmm. I love that color. So we, let's say we're painting this on our front door. We don't have to seal it. We don't have to worry about it. It's very, very durable. But after we do our first coat, we need to let it dry for how long?
Again, overnight.
Overnight.
This is an overnight dry.
The other thing is you want to make sure the body of it dries really well. So the longer you can wait to let it dry, the better.
Mm-hmm. Especially on a recoat. If you're doing 2 coats, and most of the time with your color, with your LuxeLacquer paint, you're going to need a second coat to get the depth.
All right, so now this is just after 1 coat, after it's dried. So now by putting on a second coat, it's going to make our color have more depth.
Yes.
And again, do we need to sand in between coats?
I'm an old furniture refinisher and restoration. I always sanded between coats of my finishes. So if I'm working on a piece of furniture, cabinetry, trim, I would always go back, lightly sand with some 220, and then put my second coat on.
Will you go in and put a second coat on my trim?
Will. Let me set this out of the way. And when we had to test, I thought
it's not wet.
It's so shiny.
It's not wet.
So, so what's the purpose of the sanding? It's like, why are we sanding between coats? Well, if you remember the aerosol lacquer, our high performance lacquer, when we did it, do you remember that the high performance lacquer, we would sand between coats because what it does, it levels it and smooths it out because you've got high-low places. It has high-low places, and when we sand it, it levels out the high spots and smooths it out because the smoother our base is, the smoother our finish is going to be.
That is so glorious. So the color that we're painting with today is called Mississippi Moonlight. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous dark, dark blue. This would be a fabulous front door color. This could be, I want you to think outside of the box. Now, I will tell you, Jean and I bought a rattan cocktail table yesterday. We primed it last night. We're going to be showing you how we're painting it in our free workshop on April 27th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time that we're going to have a Zoom.
I'm busy that day.
You're busy. Well, I'm sorry. And that's going to allow us to be able to show you how to be able to work with the product. So I'm going to turn this around real quick. So those of you that purchase the bundle today, your name, you're going to get an email, and we're going to send it to you so that way we can pop on that Zoom, and we're going to paint together. What?
Now, is this only for people that buy the bundle?
Yes.
Okay, only if you buy the bundle do you get to be in the what is it, the club owners only?
No, it's our workshop. That way we're wanting to make sure that they know how to use the product, because I know they're going to be addicted as much as I am. I will tell you, I've gone around my house and I've literally scoured everything I could to be able to see what I could paint. And I would say out of all the projects I did,
I better get some more brushes.
Out of all the projects I did, I think painting my toaster, look at this, was the most exciting. So you can Cookie. Hey, girl, I want to be called Cookie.
Where do we buy that?
I love that. I wish I was Cookie instead of Nana.
You buy the bundle on the amyhowardathome.com site.
There's also a link, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that you can go here on, even on the Facebook page, that will take you over to the bundle. So I think out of all the projects I've done the last couple of days, my toaster was my favorite. And I don't have to prime. You do not have to prime appliances. Annie, what's funny, this morning we've had so many people buy the bundles. And I will tell you, here's the other thing. In the bundle, you get the primer, you get the paint, you get your brush, and you get a color card. So that way you can see all the yummy colors. Hi, Bella girl. That way you can see all of the colors that we've got. Look at this coral color. Stacy, I'm so glad you finally found us, girl. Look at that. Oh, okay. Now, I will tell you, we've got our artist in residence. I'm almost positive somebody is doing this olive color. Look at this olive color.
I think you're right.
Look at these greens. They're so fab. I am telling you, we need color. We need to be able to introduce some of these gorgeous, inspirational lacquer colors in our homes and on things that we love. Even maybe create some artwork. What were you going to say?
Not like a piece of jewelry.
It is. I love that. That's good.
Now, I saw a question, Jessica. If these are 32-ounce quart containers or cans.
Yes.
So 1 quart.
And as a rule, 1 quart is going to cover about 100 square feet. Mm-hmm. So that way, your primer is actually going to make the paint go further.
Yes.
Because the primer primes the surface. Can you mix colors? Girl, absolutely you can. You're so... We just have the best community. If you're painting over an existing painting piece, do you need to prime?
Yes. And let me tell you why. Again, the primer will help seal that, especially if it's an older piece. And it is, we want to make sure that our LuxeLacquer paint is compatible. So the primer helps that.
Yes. So I love all these questions. So the main thing is understanding what you can use it on. You specify the color we want in the bundle. Yes. Absolutely, Randy. Yes. That's your prerogative.
Oh, that's Randy.
Randy.
Yeah.
Randy.
From our workshop.
Oh, from our retreat?
Yes.
My brain, it's like, hey, Randy, that's Randy. Yes, of course. Okay. So anyway, go in, choose your color. My thought would be, will you sell the color card separately? Yes, Mary. We're going to sell the color card separately. So if you want to be able to get the color card and you want to have time to be able to think about it, absolutely. Can you gild? Oh, love that, Kathy. What a great question. So can you gild on top of it?
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. You do not have to seal it. You do not have to put anything else on top of it. The reason we have the primer is because it really gives you a beautiful surface area to be able to put over your wood and fill the grain.
Now, this is, since I'm going in, when somebody asks a question, I start going into the analytical, technical. If you're going to gild on top of an oil-based paint, you're going to have to use an oil-based size.
Yes. Good word.
So, because water on top of oil, think about it. What does
Michelle?
water do when it's on oil? Separates. So, you're going to need to use an oil-based size to enable to gild on top of that.
So, Annie's asking, can I paint the metal fireplace frame? Yes, she could.
When you say the metal, is that the screen? Is that the piece out in front?
Yes.
The heat on this, I believe... This will take up to about 150, 160 degrees of heat. After that, it'll probably start bubbling and peeling. So you have
over 140 degrees.
I think it's like 150, just give or take. Mary, if you want to clean your brush, we want to use mineral spirits. Somebody asked one time, can you use clean slate? You can use clean slate, but clean slate, because mineral spirits is a lesser expense and it's made for cleaning brushes. You want to save your clean slate for cleaning furniture because It's not a you cannot use mineral spirits to clean your furniture before you paint because
Right.
it leaves a oily residue. But you can clean your brush with clean slate. It's just more it's just more efficient
Right.
to use mineral spirits.
That's a good word. These are such great questions. How to choose a color when purchasing the bundle. Is the color chart true on the website? Yes, I've looked at it this morning. I think it's very, very true.
It's about it's about as true. You start thinking DPIs and digital and shadowing. It is very, very it's as close as humanly possible, but it's never exact to the color, but it's as close as you can get.
So it's exciting. I will tell you, I have wanted to do this for years, and the only comparable product was being made in another country, in London, and it was price prohibitive. And so I wanted to be able to develop and create a product that would allow us to be able to have our customers, because I really don't think a home is complete without having some lacquered pieces in it. Oh, and I'm glad you asked that question. Do I need to avoid the grout if I'm painting my tile? No, paint directly on top of it. It'll make it a lot easier to clean. This is so easy to clean because it really, it's not going to stick to the surface as far as the dirt, the cleaner. It's so slick.
Yeah, it'll wipe right off.
And it's very, very durable. We do want to make sure that when you're painting a piece of furniture, you need to make sure that you allow it to cure at least 2 weeks. And when I say, can you use it? Can I put it in a room? Absolutely. I just don't want you going in and throwing your car keys down on it and moving like clawfoot things around on the top of your furniture. Allow it to continue to cure, and the harder and more beautiful the surface is going to get. So anyway.
Yeah, because, think about it. When you open that can, what have you got? You've got liquid paint. After you brush it on and it's in the air, it begins to dry and harden. So the longer that you allow it to do that, as those solvents start flashing off, and that paint gets harder and much more durable.
Can you answer her question? If there's a glazed finish, now I do have.
Well, it depends on the composition
Terry,
of the glaze.
let's make sure. Now, you can put an oil enamel on top of a water-based finish.
Yes.
Please make sure you get off your wax. Any wax on your glaze, if you have that, please get your wax off. But you can very easily put the primer on, and the primer is going to get the surface ready for the paint,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, I love that. What about painting over glaze? Yes. Okay, so that was that. Can you do gold leaf on top? Yes. But Gene pointed out earlier, and I'm glad he did, you need to make sure that you use an oil base size, because this is an enamel product. So do you need to cover a piece after painting it like resin project? No, you're good. This is it. It's going to wear beautifully. All right, so I don't want to take any more of y'all's time. Does it show fingerprints? No.
It's on your fingers. If it's peanut butter, yeah.
So review the primer surfaces again. Can you just tell them? And yes, you paint tile and the grout. Yes. Will you just go over that real quick?
The surfaces?
What surfaces do we need to use the primer on?
Oh, the primer is on unfinished wood. And this is me personally, but just as a more of a pro tip, unfinished wood, raw wood, like that wood flooring that Amy had. It had a finish on it, but it was grainy.
Do you want to see that?
So we want to fill that grain by putting
excited.
The primer over that. If I'm doing a wall, we forgot.
What?
You can use this on drywall, sheetrock,
Yes.
which is your walls.
Yes.
You want to use primer on that too before you paint. We can do this on metal. We can do this on ceramic. We can do this on glass. We can do this on our...
But as far as the things that they need to use the primer on, it's primarily wood. Do they need to worry about the primer on metal?
Personally, I would use it on metal.
Okay.
I mean, that's my... but here's, and just as the rule of, if I have to default to something, I'm going to use the primer. That way I know I'm covered
It'll
the
always
bases.
give you a much prettier finish.
Yeah, and it's just, anytime you use primer, it gives you better adhesion.
Yes.
So, I default to the primer.
Imagine 2 little nightstands and a darling little room, this color.
I see 2 nightstands in my future in that color.
I love that. So, all right, granite and stone. Will it, can you use it on an old porcelain sink? Girl, did you not see this? Look at this. Look at this. Look. This is a glass. I wished, can you see the sheen on that? Can they see that?
I see it. Yeah, you
see
see
it?
the reflection of
Yes,
these
you can paint porcelain.
1,000 watt lights.
You can paint, these were just glass vases that I had. You can paint Formica.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's going to have a very, very, very high sheen. This is a lacquer sheen. You can literally see yourself in it. So, but can you wash it? Yes.
Yeah, you can wash it. Yeah.
One thing I'm going to do in our workshop, when you buy the bundle, you're going to be able to get an email that you'll be able to, I'm the mostest excited. Okay, well, I didn't say that, so maybe I should say I'm the mostest excited. Is it dishwasher safe? I don't know.
Well, we've not tried that yet. My guess, again, after
it's
cure
cured,
time,
after it's cured.
after the 2 to 3 week cure time,
yes.
and the longer the better. Again,
Yes.
the longer you protect it, the more time it has to harden and become more durable.
By putting this up close, can you see the finish? Look at the durability of the finish on this. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. Part of the reason why I painted these glasses, it's because I wanted to be able to see if I could paint these globes that I have above my my island in my kitchen, and I just don't like that they're all glass. And when I was like, I'm going to test this because I want to tape it, and this is what I wanted to do because they're going to hang like that. Look at that. It's absolutely fabulous, and you can totally use it outdoors, and you don't have to seal it. So anyway, we wanted to kind of go, yes, you can use it on shower towels.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only thing is you can't use the shower for several weeks.
Yes, as far as making sure, main thing is let it cure. But yes, you can paint granite and you can paint stone. Yes, look at this. Look at all these yummy colors. We are so excited. This has been a year-long, years and years of a dream that I've wanted to be able to introduce this product. It's a very designer-oriented product. Even the coloring, everything that we did, that we've introduced, I'm very, very proud of it. I think y'all are going to be proud too. And I can't wait to see the projects you do with it. So go to the link. We've got a special for a few days on the bundle. It's going to send you a color card as well as your brush, your primer, and your paint. Pick out your yummy color. And then we'll see you on April 27th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time while we go over a live Zoom and we paint together.
Let me answer that one question about when do I use the flood Penetrol. I personally like to use it whether I'm brushing, whether I'm spraying, whether I'm rolling, because it's like adding that exclamation mark at the end of a sentence. So that's me personally. I think it's a good product. And hey, we're not getting any kickback. Hint, hint. I need a new fishing boat, Penetrol.
We want to make it as easy on you guys as possible.
We do. We want you to have the best experience. So I use it in the primer, and I also use it in the paint. Keep in mind too that when you brush, you use the paint and the primer full strength with your flood Penetrol. If you spray it, you've got to dilute it a little bit with mineral spirits, but I still throw a little bit of the flood Penetrol in both primer or paint if I'm spraying too. And
we're going to go over that much more in a deep dive on April 27th in our workshop, and you'll be getting the link to that. So we're excited. It's an exciting time here at Amy Howard at Home, and I can't wait to see what everybody does. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Enjoyed it.
He's my engineer. So everybody have a fabulous Friday. Go and online get your bundle. I will tell you, we're going to sell out. We noticed that this morning, so that's exciting. And when you get the bundle, you're also going to get a color card in it, so that way you can choose all of your other projects.
But we'll make more.
That's right. Have a great day, everybody. We love and appreciate you so
Yes.
very much.
Yes.
Mwah.
Thank
Share this
you.
video. Your name is going to go in for a drawing, and we're going to give away 2 bundles on Monday. So sharing is caring. Share this video, and we love you guys. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.